Nadia Talks, and we are back talking about Watch What Happens Live. Tonight's episode had Cynthia Bailey and Dose Salone, and it was a really good episode tonight. Andy asked Cynthia about her relationship with Nene. He wanted to know what their status was, and she says that right now they're in a really good place. They're in a very respectful relationship as far as she knows, as far as she's concerned. So that sounds good. That sounds promising. Hopefully by the reunion show, they won't have fallen out again and it become all-out war again, hopefully. Andy asked her about Kenya, and she says that she feels terrible for the state that Kenya's marriage is in right now because she's known them for a while and she's seen them definitely in happier times, and she just can't believe it's gotten to this place. Andy played a little montage of Cynthia trying to get Nene and Kenya to have a little fellowship, and she was just saying that she did not realize that it was going to turn out like that. She really thought that they would be able to take a chance and, you know, have a conversation. I mean, all you can do is try, right? A caller called in and wanted to know if Cynthia really thinks that Kenya is her friend after she threw her under the bus with the whole Cookie Lady incident. And she said that yes, she really does think that Kenya is her friend and that she totally forgives her for doing that, and she really values her friendships, which Cynthia really does go through a lot with her friendships. Really accepts a lot of things that other people really wouldn't. She kind of seems like a pushover sometimes in her friendships. Another caller called in and asked Cynthia if she thought it was okay for Nene to be 2.5 hours late to her own event, but get pissed off at Kenya for leaving and only staying for 7 minutes. And she said no, with Nene being as late as she was, it wasn't right for her to be upset with Kenya, which I totally agree. You cannot be mad at this girl for leaving when you are 2.5 hours late. Another caller called in and asked Cynthia, does she truly, honestly believe that Kenya was not trying to ruin her proposal when she kind of spoiled everything at the event? And she said that she honestly does not believe that Kenya did it on purpose. She feels like it was an accident, and she really doesn't think that Kenya would do anything that shitty on purpose, knowing that how important that day was. And again, there she is, valuing her friendships. She's not going to throw anybody under the bus. She's always going to accept what, you know, what's happening, you know, in their friendship. If they apologize, she accepts the apology and is able to move on. Andy asked Cynthia if she watched Love is Blind and what she thinks about Carlton and the situation that happened on the show. Take a listen.
Hannah J. said, I can't believe your former assistant Carlton was on Love is Blind. Did you watch the show, and what did you, if so, what did you think of his exit?
I knew I was going to get this question. I did watch the show, and looking on the bright side of what I took from the show, I'm glad he came out and he's like free to be himself and who he wants to be. I don't agree with the way he handled things, obviously, toward the end of his...
As I said in my review for Love is Blind, I agree. The way he handled the situation was ridiculous. I'm proud of him for coming out. I'm proud of him for being who he is and saying who he is, but the way he went about it was just not. Andy and Dolce played a game called Like You Mean It. Take a listen.
Mark separation. Was their split the best decision, and your thoughts on Kenya's submissive marital alter ego, Ken?
1, hallelujah. 2, I've been in that situation before, because if you're an alpha female, if you're a strong woman, if you get with someone else who's strong, then sometimes you feel like you have to pull back. So I understand where she was coming from, but that was a lot.
Do you believe that Kenya and Nene will ever be able to move past their differences and have an authentic friendship?
I think they'll get to the part where they're civil, but I don't think it'll ever be a friendship.
Nene's apology tour this season, how genuine has she been?
I feel like she's been very genuine, because like when y'all were having your conversation and she was outside crying, I was just going, say sorry, say sorry, say sorry.
And I did.
So, no, not you, her.
Oh, well, she didn't.
Reaction.
But like,
I did.
But since both of y'all said sorry, and I was like,
Oh, yeah,
thank God.
she did in the end.
Yeah, she did in the end. So
took me.
I was glad because I feel like Nene doesn't want to be on the outs anymore. And that's great because she is, one, a very strong character for the franchise. But also, everyone loves her. And you don't want to be the person that's on the outs.
Reaction to Kenya surprising Tanya with the cookie lady. Whose side are you on when it comes to those two?
That was disrespectful as hell. Oh, Jesus. Oh, the fact that she didn't hop across the table is just God working.
Portia and Dennis, do you believe these two will be able to move past their issues and rebuild their family?
I think Dennis really wants to. And I am Portia's always wanted a family. And if this is the man that she has it with, I'm very happy for her. But he needs to work.
In New Jersey, Jennifer said Melissa's too self-absorbed to have a baby. Agree or disagree?
Disagree!
Reaction to the revelation that Teresa influenced Danielle in pulling Margaret's ponytail.
Shade! Oh, man. But in the defense, now the thing is, Margaret been throwing beverages at Danielle.
Right.
She poured water over this woman's head.
Okay.
And somebody that changed their name, you know she used to fight.
Who's best for Dolores, Frank or David?
We all know the answer to that question. Listen, if anything pops off, who's Dolores gonna call?
Frank.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Dulce, coming.
I really like her. I really like this lady. I don't recognize her. I guess she's on a show on Comedy Central, and I have never seen it before, so clearly something's wrong with me. But anyway, I really like her. I thought she was funny, and I thought that her answers were pretty much the same way I felt. So hello, Doce, and I'll have to look her up. Later in the show, her and Andy and Cynthia played another game called Truth or Wives. Take a listen.
Your fact, Portia.
I will never use the bathroom without my squatty potty.
Is it true? Does she rely on a squatty potty?
False.
False. She does?
She does have a squat. I don't even know what a squat
No, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Okay, Dulce gets the point. All right, Dulce, yell stop.
Stop!
Okay, Dorinda.
I used to work out with Princess Diana in London.
True or false?
True.
It is real. Yes, she did. That's it. All right.
People?
Yell stop.
Stop.
All right, it's Kyle Richards.
I have trained Mauricio that when he smells a certain perfume, he knows I'm in the mood to get down.
True.
It's false. No. Dulce has 3 points. Okay, Dulce. You're killing it.
Stop! I love her.
Okay, Jennifer.
When I was a teenager, I tried to convince my mom to legally change her name to Chanel.
True.
False. Cynthia gets the point. All right, Cynthia.
Finally. Okay. Stop.
Okay, Ramona, this will be good.
I never use public bathrooms. Ugh, so gross.
True.
False.
Oh my
Dulce
God!
gets the point.
Ramona
One more
drinks too much
each.
to not use public bathrooms. Oh yeah, stop. I'm sorry.
All right.
I love her.
When I was away, I learned what squirting is. I never.
Ooh. True. She did what she wanted.
That is true, and you win the game.
I think that was totally fun. I mean, tonight's episode was pretty cool. It was laid back, relaxed. It wasn't a whole lot of hostility, which was really good. And I really enjoyed her mazel and jackhole of the day.
Oh, my mazel is Joe Gorga.
Oh, it is.
He's a great husband.
And your jackhole?
Mark Daly.
Okay.
Set that man on fire. Oh my God. He's an awful human being.
Okay.
Of course, you know, I agree. I mean, everybody loves Joe Gorga, and right now everybody hates Mark. So, you know, Mark Daly being the jackhole is not a surprise. I don't know, what did you think about today's show? Let me know. Put it in the comments. And until next time, bye.